Yeah. Okay. Wadomo. And see. Same to you. Mama quick big one. Bogmona line. Compliment of the season or 10. Good evening, Mr. Christian Osuyi. Why are both here? I will have to apologize for the delay. He said, "Ugbe married what I was it? Yeah, I think you also share this live broadcast. You also share the live broadcast. Happy New Year, my brother. I saw Sir Binosun. Domo, where do batake? Wa domo. Monday Osagi or 7 again. Domo, good evening. Osaze Frederick Abangbe. Good evening, sir. Chris Adagbon. Selo bottom. You'll be my radio. Or ya domo. Same to you, my brother. Why I was youngest prince called Mr. Paul Philip Domo, compliment of the season. Domo. Say 70 years. I not be Mumuma. I'm a man of wisdom. Do we for 7 again? Called 7. Celebrate. Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, only Nuwala. Let me apologize for coming late to this broadcast. Osaro David called him. I agree. It wasn't intentional. And sure, when I was writing that 7 p.m., my mind was saying, why would be 8 p.m. yo? Because the mechanic man, nimbi mu moto na. My really dollar, you know. So my marry so big. No, me wa so big na. So now we ya has a get where kedo la video game mana. Why we're sorting. Share the video. Good evening, sir. Happy New Year. Good evening, Vivian Jeffrey. That seems like a lady. Good evening, ma. Good evening to you, man. So I'm born on Nuhundan for almost about an hour plus, not meeting up with the time. I agree. So I do a cheese boss. No go na the okpano. No ya popori. Philip Simon, please stop spreading fake news. Well, I do not spread fake news. Philip Simon. I've always told you people that you don't have to agree with what Izodowa says or saying. There are two things that will happen. I will definitely block you. I think you came to my inbox and said that, why am I blocking you? That am I afraid of the truth? I told you that. I don't understand what you meant, am I afraid of the truth? You have your own page, for crying out loud. You have a place you can convey your message to convince the people. I equally have my page. So if all the things that I say here, you do not agree with them, it's fine. I do not agree with what you believe in too. Alright? So if you are not thinking that I'm one of those guys, no. They to be ogi taman idoboero when no temata when matter where are you do no ga yogi me gin ayogi me yi so pe I mi gbina bizodu wa egbina echo salobo wetie enikao no mana home you to. Every single fight that I've embarked on, not me now, that every single fight that we have embarked on, we have collectively won. And if you want me to start stating it clearly, we have been winning. Our victory will be sealed the very day that the present governor will leave his position. We are unable to do one or two things because he's still there. So that is why we take some certain decisions that we take, minding that our victory will be completed somewhat November 2024. You are biased in some of your report. Well, we'll look at all of that in case you think that I'm biased. Matthew, you. Alright. No. There's no need for insults. There's no need for insults. I'm used to all of them. I'm used to all of them. They said that what Izodowa preaches are full of lies. But you people will also carry your phone number, your phone, and call Izodowa and threaten him. See, if it is Izodowa is lying, all you need to do is to come out and speak the truth and counter Izodowa with superior truth. That is all I have always been. Ena threatening on aba mo manotori. Wawe kasewe yo that if you going manahi, but mahuwahia maredo maeme kini malaria warewe bo odo wakedo o tata wa dia do no wado atai. And secondly, if you are the people who think you are in the path of the truth at all times, then you come out and speak your truth. Alright, so I know So, like I always said, I'm the guy who makes you all sleepless. You understand? A live video ni awe una. When the boy we have here, why we are strategizing. I heard some of the Enigie saying that we are threatening them. As a matter of fact, let me tell you, the major reason I want to say something very clearly. The major reason why some of these Enigie who feel that we are threatening them, according to the publication they want to submit with that Orobesun, that said that want to publish it, that they said that we cannot threaten them. No, we are not threatening you people. The major reason why we have not done what we say we want to do is because we are giving you people a second chance to retrace your footsteps. Magile tai baba nania, this is one okay, me no giye nania. Abi Enigie na ni form jagaban hotel donana na so agbele they na tai baba nania. From tomorrow, a mention so amo e soy. But I don't want it to get to that level. We want to find a way. But the point is, I want you people to understand that you are not as relevant as you think that you are. The point we have been trying to make all this while is that your relevance is because of the Oba of Benin. Outside the Oba of Benin, you are not relevant. I want to quickly say this. Well, I'm going to speak on this small boy of Enigie of Uogwa. A lot of persons might pick offense that I'm calling him a small boy. It's actually a small boy. I'm a young boy, but in my year you were Jimmy or mobile Jimmy, my show beha. But before now, anytime we are calling or any mobile time if you no get talk by Lamogunsa, the reason is because of Emi Awoba Nayaginya Awoba Niyagei. The respect that he commands is because of Awoba or Yoma Soma. It's because of the respect of Awoba Nimagi, Nimayage, or Nimaya to Enigie Atokbe, Enigie Lamogun. Only may use it 5 years a join, and yet ya to a Lamogun. Ya to Enigie Atokbe. And when may use it 5 years a jam, or my son run ni jam me do ni mu boto ni me. Ma o mani me jam. On no man me seme. On no my someone who has not achieved more than I have achieved. Someone who is not more educated than I am. But I give him all of those respect because of Oba. Because of our work, I didn't mention his name all this while until he made a post. I realized the post after I made my last live broadcast. He made a post and he wrote my name. I gave him a benefit of doubt. All I wanted him to do, to come out publicly to say that the question that we have asked him is Urwa or Uro, Udebayan or Umadebayan. That's the questions that we have asked. Ozwo Yozwore. The question that Izoduwa have asked is, did you join them? Are you part of the people who's rebelling against the throne? That is a question that I have asked. Then he started to blackmail me. And And the kind of blackmail that he blackmailed is what I do not take lightly. What I hate most is when someone is trying to now say that I am trying to find war where there is no war, in order for me to. Some of you can help me post it. A lot of persons called me that until one of my brother in Lagos that he saw your name. I thought he just wrote a lot of things that he didn't mention my name. He said two things that I will wish to analyze and clarify. No cow. Or where me betraying we me calling am I so betray me Benin Kingdom? Yes, it's here as Oseme, as friends. I don't go to any Enigie's house. I've not been to any Enigie's house except for him, because I thought he was part of us. And that's here. How some people conspired against me between the month of November and December as a friend, and he told me, and I told him the persons who were behind them. This is the third broadcast on the Enigie. My first broadcast, I also said it, that we were going to come out 2023 to fight these people, the inside enemies. That was what I related with him, that a man should betray me. But even if a man should betray me, then I will now, if people now conspire against the throne, will I now fold my hands because I was betrayed by some very enemies of the kingdom? No, so the one cannot fold his hands. I have always told people that in one of my last, I think my last broadcast, I said it, that if it comes to a choice, how I'm going to train my children, if it's a choice between the throne and me, my children to choose the throne over me. That is the kind of mentality I have. So it therefore means that there is nobody on earth living that I can choose over the throne of the Oba of Benin. I can't even choose my own self over the throne of the Oba of Benin. It is a reality. A lot of people have bombarded me on social media, on my inboxes, but one thing they have not been able to prove is that it is almost impossible for, there are some people who get intels, first class information from the palace, and sell to these enemies of the palace. But one information that has eluded them, one thing that is a puzzle to them, is that how can someone fight so much for the throne without any recompense? Without any recompense. I say it and I want to say it again. I keep repeating it. If you have ever heard, or you have seen, you heard, you either as truth or a rumor that egwa meho niya pezoduwae or meho negwari eni zoduwa ukyuki or eduzola. Come out. This is the time for some of you who wants to bring the Zoduwa down. This is the time for you to bring me down. Come out. If there is any sort of recompense, gift, transaction that there's a sort of money na pays for the Enigie, the young Enigie. I know some of you said we should call him as Enigie, to come out and say that I am doing this in order to benefit from diaspora. It's a slap on my face. is a slap on my face that all of these crises on ground obeti menizodu wari gogoyo so that nuwanirewe boavi wogume reoyagbon. That is a matter of my pride, and as a Doma, I do not tolerate such insults because I work for my money. Camry 2.4 in fee. It's not because of the fact that I have shown ever to discuss anybody's private matter on public media. We know him too well, oh. We know how he's surviving. Otherwise, we would have him ask you well at the amount to show an example that if some of them are some of us are not. I heard one Andrew Wagbo is always fond of saying that everybody should go and get a job. I would want him, I would love him to come. I would love him to come out someday to come and see me. No do tell me no we do ni me do tell me we do in terms of business wise. Now do one no bogbe. So if anybody is to allege me that all of these things, I do these things in order to get recompense or to get favor from diaspora, no, I didn't do it far back 7 years ago when I had no job. I didn't do it that time. Is it now that if so please, we should stop all this blackmail. Is the fact of the matter. I so baby mini ya fiegbe ye dore mini ya fiegbe ye egwo bare uro onyo tani ma no mama we o wa ma wo. The question that we have asked is boiling down to the fact that, are you part of the people that signed or not? So what is all of these black men? Is Oduwa? I featured him in a documentary that cost me over 1 million naira. A lot of you saw that documentary that I presented. I used my personal resources to fund that documentary. Few weeks to my father's burial. My mommy wo real adianya we burial me. But ina mi wo ni real adianya we document. I featured him, asked him, that is Oduwa e boade wade egwage we ohogwa. Ina we no 100 naira ne ya defue. I featured him in a documentary over 1 million naira. Ask him whether I took a penny from him. Ask him if I called anybody. A lot of our diaspora people are here. Did I call anybody? Did I call anybody? Me I send you with documentary. But that documentary, thank God, I have a witness. Our director is also his friend, Nogheghiase, directed that movie. A day shooting cost almost 240,000 because it was a cinematographic instrument that was used, was high quality instrument that was used to shoot that documentary. 240,000 was used and 4 days shooting. So the question we should bother on, did you sign or did you not sign? So that is the question that I asked the young guy. And he said, I'm blackmailing him, that I betrayed him. In my way, so how did I not betray you? We are my way ye. In short, you always joined us to fight the enemies of the land. When you not became the enemy, it is also right that the hand of justice must also strike you If Izoduwa is wrong tomorrow, the same hand of justice must also strike me real ye. So we should learn to separate sentiment from fact. All I was expecting from him, other Enigie, to show that he's a very wicked person. Other Enigie have been coming on live. He knows how to do live video. He knows how to post on Instagram and Facebook. Has he come out to do any video to recant or to say anything that he ever bow? I've been with social media. Or his son on with social media. He should come out to speak on the matter. So let me not make him too important. This is just about the only thing I wanted to talk about him because of what he wrote about me. Otherwise, like I said, I'm not in the game of talking about individuals. I don't do individual conversation. But because he called me out, that is why I am responding to him. I do not brew crisis. In short, I'm not happy that all of these things are happening. Like I said, I'm doing live video now. I'm supposed to be enjoying my life. But I'm stressing myself now to speak on this matter. Also, I enjoy now. So, I'm not benefiting from all of this fight. Just in case you are wondering. Alright. So I always advise our people because of discrepancies, we should not be insulting ourselves. For the fact that people say things that you might not agree with, it doesn't mean that they are enemies of the kingdom. We should also always learn to draw a line. We cannot make everybody an enemy of Benin Kingdom. Not everybody. People disagrees with me all the time. It doesn't make me more Benin than them. Alright? It doesn't make me more Benin than them. Alright? We are all Benin people. There might be Edo ya ekmitan be agmoya meba lovier viuhu wo bokpa eni ya so. But no if you die yore mami re daya hin. There are different views to these things. Alright? But the only thing they told me, I don't think that even if we have issues amongst ourselves, we can always find a way within our private room. We should speak about it rather than come to public. I heard a lot of people now, they have been waiting for me to also release this so that they can also have a topic for the next 1 or 2 weeks. It's all good. See, but the truth is this. No this and no facts. So if anybody is thinking that the Benin Kingdom will be divided, no. While I am criticizing the Enigie, I am trying to let them know how stupid and how foolish their decision is. But while we are criticizing them, we are also finding ways to ensure that this matter is reconciled amicably. And some few ones of them, not all of them, very few ones of them, will be used to make a scapegoat to deter future occurrences. That is the beauty about me. Some people said, why was I speaking about it? What I'm speaking about, is it true or false? That Enigie, a lot of people doubted me until we released the letter to the public to see. So, we just don't, it's not as if we are happy about all of these things that are happening, or we are cutting out from all of this crisis. I use my time, I use my money, and I do not wait for the palace to repay me. Let it be very clear. So if anybody is thinking that all of the things that I do is for acknowledgement, is for payment, no. So in other words, all of these fights, I have nothing to benefit from it. But the point is, some people have erred. In my soul, do sorte. In my soul, do sorte. In my soul, do sorte. Oh, heke iria beogia. Abadiri enia. Agagiri adogia niane. Agiswan doji adwa atai. Mena aya doji no dosi ofure yo agiyena. So awe do tamiane emi no ni ya umagba. So now it is that, what do we do? What is the way forward? In short, I'm not here to insult any Enigie for today. I'm here to tell them that we are aware of what they have done, and I want to say this very clearly. I want to say this very clearly. Some of the Enigie were not aware of what really happened. So I won't down or siloko. Won't down in or siloko. In our quagmin near some of a Nogheghiase saying area do my minus on hotel do it down. In our Barry and our Agman and Enigie so sign on their behalf. From according to the research that we've done. So Enigie signed, but some were not letting them. Some didn't even read it. Some felt that the paper that they signed was to ask the state government to increase their salary. So some signed out of ignorance without them not knowing. Some did not sign at all, but their names and their signature appeared there. It means that there are some very dubious elements within them that orchestrated them. It was not a collective agreement. Some very few people sat down and manipulated the system to sort of do this shady deal or this shady job they wanted to do. So that is it. That is the bottom line. So, but what we must not do, the way forward, right here, we have uncles, brothers, sisters, children of these Enigie. We have relatives, we have friends, we have brothers, we have uncle, we have auntie, we have sister, we have brother, we have sons, we have daughters of this Enigie. I want we all to collectively reach out to them individually. I want you all to reach out to them. In short, as a matter of fact, Umahirema. Ugaebe otwen abe Enigie wedo osewe sohin otwen esohin wo o ivieso o hinwo lao inagari uwo o heki narie ege na ya guabe etimanagwa o irimanagwa o osimanagwa wagagi tiane walao why do tie why me na ya mean why ya reach out to me mean why ya meba me on my phone they inbox, you know, why do reach out to me. So iwo ne usumanirema no why the middleman no hawaru we gbogi menizodu wabe abe Enigie na okeke na tota edok bitan sebe yo be eno wa enwa obo ha we nwa okeke na agbon mayazi okugbe manu no zunu edona gia gwawere magwa gia gwawet otimagwa ni Enigie gia gwawe osimagwa wagage guyagwa ne tamia ve maone Nogheghiase eminiyewu bo magba because aje no do he yin die yo aje na do he yin ari yo na gwegbegwa na duiko yo onyeso ni ha me bari nuka no se ni na zedo na aye kineme na se awun dan mini aya mo emenizodu waridi ka yen mo e mare because timeni bun wa we tieve ya na we live video ni awuna o heke utemeso iniemeso na agwan kan agidi edozo so that I man ni edowo ni onu ni maze ni age mieso ni magwan kan so degbe iwoni degbe tai wa o owie Enigie una wa otio o sie wa hin nu wa gebe emi no sunini o maro ekoe nya la o maro ekoe ebeni no mo boy o mai na gben yowo esoro ni be gwawo semenso guane that in gwalekene na kobo kugbe iya esenya aru opa aru envaru enhao iya kakabo agbu na do total kugbe ara total kugbe ari do gwan then omemeso ni meo ni magwan kan so no awo na gwan kan egben na so and walao so why gwane why be time why ameba reach me drop a message over your Casimo. No, forget about them. If you see they are using a pseudo account, I don't use pseudo accounts. I only have one single account in this entire life, and it's Immersion and Movie Zodua. So they are all distractors. You understand? They are distractors. I will. There's some certain things that I would like some of our people to be aware of. You know, according to the letter that they wrote, they quoted the edit, but there's something they didn't know about the edit that I want to show them. Ordinarily, Enigies are not supposed. Enigie is plural, Enigie is singular, so there's no need to call Enigie and add X. Ordinarily, Enigie are not supposed to be addressed as His Royal Highness. They are not even aware. They are not even aware. There's only one traditional ruler in the entire Edo South. One. Every other person in Edo South outside the Oba Benin is a traditional chief, according to the edict of 1979. That is the funny aspect of the whole thing. After here, I'm going to snap it. After here, I'm going to snap it. Part 8 repeals. Title of traditional ruler. Competent traditional council. Appropriate local government council. The Oba of Benin is the title of the traditional ruler, and the competent traditional council that he oversees is Benin, and the appropriate local government council that he oversees is Oedo, Oriomo, and Ovia. At the time of 1979, Edo South was only Oredo, and Adwami Bobaha go. The Oriomo eventually splitted and now formed Nuhundan came out from Oriomo, and Ovia splitted into two, Ovia Northeast and Ovia Southwest. Now, so you cannot, the Enigie in Edo South cannot equate himself to the Enigie in Edo Central. The reason is very simple. On the edict, Enigies were recognized as traditional rulers, but the Enigie of Edo South were not recognized as traditional rulers, but as traditional chiefs. If they deny, quote Gazette. Quote Gazette. I'm also going to quote from the same Gazette. The Gazette do not recognize any of the Enigie in Edo South as traditional ruler. I'm saying this because you people quoted Gazettes. I quoted the same Gazette. They were only recognized as traditional chiefs. In the entire Edo South, there's one traditional ruler, the Oba of Benin. Every other title holders are regarded by law as chiefs. So ordinarily, Omarete suppose near His Royal Highness. But the action here, any the visit to Wavis, if you open another chapter. Open another chapter. You cannot. It is what the Gazette says. After this live video, I will snap it and put it on Facebook so that people will know that Imato. This is what the Gazette says. There are no such. Say make I stop. You know, not be only that they read. Oh, we see they read. We see. We see they read. So aga cut a short about using the law. They don't know. After now, we'll post it so that people will know that Izoduwa is not. I'm not trying to say what is not in the law. They quoted the Gazette. They quoted the Gazette. A Gazette in may quote. They are not traditional ruler. So ordinarily, Omaheke na His Royal Highness You understand? So they are traditional chiefs. I'm coming. I want to open it so that people will see. I know they do rumor. I do not know how to blow rumors. I deal with fact. A gazette of women, but again, a governor ya women on Ogiamie matter. I has a printed gazette in Iladian. Has a game with Benny Leo, so we have a lot of copies. So yeah, talking, I have a quote on my has a baby gay. We also quote our own. So in course of studying it, that's when I now read edit 1979 edit number 16. When you go to page 128, yes, when you get to page 128, you now see traditional chiefs competed under the competent traditional council. The first group that is under the competent that is classified as traditional chiefs. The first group is Olia Uzama. The second group is Erawonoe. They are all classified as chiefs. The third group is Erawonogbe Niwebo. The fourth group Erawonogbe Niwegwai. The fifth group Erawonogbe Nibiwe. They will now have Ibiwe Nehwa. You have Urogakba. You have Ehamen Ukoiwebo. These are different groups. Still under the traditional chiefs. You have Ehamen Ukoiwebo. Okay, continuation. Then you now have Iwegwai. You have Ibiwe Uruerie. Then we have subgroups affiliated to Iwebo. We now have Ogbelaka, Iguneon, Igwe Maton, Ogbe Sasa, Igbe Sama, Uzama Nibie, Abi Ogbe, Efa. Then you now have miscellaneous guilds, where you have Okawuna Nido, where you have subgroups affiliated to Iwegwa, you have Isiemero, Eben, you have Ebo or Ewase, you have Ihogbe. Then after Ihogbe now, you now have Enigie. You now have Enigie. The number one here is Enigie of Amagba Ekengbuda, Enigie of Amagba Adolo, Enigie of Aviakagba, Enigie of Aviama Ogego Ogekai, Enigie of Etete, Ogida of Ewogida, Enigie of Ewivioba, Enigie of Ewomodu, Elema of Ewelema, Enigie of Ewuhu, Enigie of Ewoma, Enigie of Ewoba, Ogidogbo, Enigie of Imi, Enigie of Obazagbon, Enigie of Ogbeson, Ogege Ensonyen, Ogege Semede, Ogiogwa, Obi, Owe, Okanomugun, Ugbekun, Ihiero of Ugbekun. Now, the list is very much, so I cannot read everything. So, all the list of the Enigie, all of them, they are all regarded here as traditional chiefs. So you have published a letter so that everybody can see. All right. So the point is that agadoje no adoasi lo we malu aladia eme do aye no vele ima on eme na do vele gbera no na. So we're going to, like I have said, some of the people were deceived. Ewaro eme so no mai eme so no gele sunu ena do rio bin ya ma no sunu. So all of those things, they still have benefit of doubt to be able to clear up their name. So akuku gbe igwe gbegwan minika ha vege no ma gbegbe wa ba many car have ban you know my gbegbe aban so you know my gbegbe aban many car have you know my gbegbe aban na gbegbe magwan no wa o we ugweragwan or out to color to ugegwan then mean my height I mean that white what I mean Enigie na that I am in the boy mo bobo in show or te joju no sin a well adan ni mo bobo ni ya gwegbe magwan ya gwale me na ya miegbe na total ni magwan so that we will not find ways out of this debacle. But nearly the unrepentant ones, whether they all repent or not, few of them must be used as a scapegoat. Few of them, most especially no resi lokowe no re wobanosa, must be used as a scapegoat. You understand? So now I remember that one of my Ichekiri brother, he said that that there's no dukedom in Ologbo. In other words, for the fact that we are dragging the ears of the dukedom of this Enigie, does not mean that we have also forgotten that Warri, what is now Warri Kingdom today, was once a dukedom. Me now bawe ave ari ave Ologbo ave Idogbo and all of that. Eri ave giari Warri. I have seen a lot of videos that you people have sent to me that concerns Eri giving birth to Idu, and that the Obas of Benin were going to their shrine to before they are crowned and all of that. I have seen the video. I acknowledge all of them, but don't worry. After all of these problems have rescinded, I will come out again and knock them at back with superior facts. Leave all those old men that doesn't know their left or their right. First of all, leave those Igbo people first. I will deal with them much later. But many are the tape born Idu. They will now come and explain us. So, but I've seen all of those videos. In short, there's hardly any issues I don't see. Those ones that are important, I will address. But those ones that are not important, I will not address. But now we have home problem. There's issues surrounding the home. So let's first of all deal with it. Let's settle all of these issues. Once all of these issues are settled, then we'll start to deal with them again. So, but let them keep saying or doing whatever they want to do. But the point is, I have been able to allow a lot of people will do everything. In short, they are very happy. They are very happy of what is happening. They are very happy now. But that will not happen. If it will happen, it would have happened many years ago. It is not even... See, the funny aspect of this is that why people like us are not moved is because the most important thing. Some also sent me a text that what happened to Ewakbe will happen to Obaiwa the second. I told them that what you don't know, you don't know. Some of us are not just historians, we are good historians. What happened to Obaiwa was a collective agreement of all Edo people. It was a collective agreement. That is why they succeeded. It was a collective agreement of all Edo people. That is why they succeeded. But now, you people are the minority. the other day wanting to hold a protest, a protest that a boy, a state government recover till now. But the same palace, or even have a Kyobori, even any dame on dark man or where no that is forming his liaising the state government and the palace won't down no. Even a guamaha or yatame a governor, a state governor. See, the truth is this: most of the crises that has happened between the state government and the palace could have been avoided. But there are some very wicked thieves. One or two. I also mention any bambana. And this one na that's why I show when okay. Na am walk back or the honor careful no na phone will deal with him. That is using the head of the governor and the head of the palace to hit. We have that vital information. Exactly what Olia did during the Benin Ida war. He went to Ida people and said that the Oba Benin Obaseki was preparing for war. No, Omoko Adia Ida. And Omame in Ida were doing. So Edo had no issues with the Ida people. And he also went to Ida. Okay, he came to Benin and told Benin that Ida Mokore. So he used the head of Ata Igala and the Oba Benin to hit, and a war broke out. That the Benin luckily won. That same person, in when only and when I go by Sige on our work one or a similar job. That no wa the similar job. Now all of some of the crises or some of the issues, they said there are no crises. Whether you agree whether there's crisis or not, they said I'm always happy. I have nothing to be. I do not work for state government. I'm not the cause of the crisis between the state government or the present governor and the palace. There's someone that is in there. It's very close to the governor and it's very close to the present monarch. So it therefore means that by the time we start dealing with him now, most of this crisis will not recede, because in no call abi. Yeah, as I do it. Rinya ruwinya abi ruwe ri. When I do it as what is hitting us is inside of us. It's inside of us. It's inside of us. What is in? So we must call him out in the shortest period of time. We must call them out. Him. Biano. He has a very high ranking title. Okay. Let me not call. I'm tempted. I'm tempted, but Yaka is shown on eye. You understand? Yeah, if it tie, people will still say, "Zodu wawe to but okay, what will I gain? I'm not under the payroll of the palace of the Oba of Benin. I'm not under the payroll of the governor. So what would I gain from the crisis? At least people should believe me for that. I'm not being paid. What I do is for the love of the kingdom. I'm fighting for the kingdom. So I'm not being paid in all of this. So what would I not gain from the crisis? So if the truth will lead to crisis, let it lead to crisis, so that people will know where we stand. Exactly, even weekend. Or weekend, weekend. to die. That is the current situation we are. Ogagia told in a wegway. In a guamaha. Obi atame governor. Then in a governor maha. Obi atame gwa. Esama is not inside the palace now, so he won't even know what is going on in the palace. The person I'm talking about is inside the palace. It's inside the palace. Oh, if anybody is smart, very smart, you should know the person, because he's close to the governor and he's also close to the monarch. He has the governor's ears. He has the monarch ear. So, I don't know. Now, allow. Now, Kobokugbe. They have done the worst they can possibly do. They have done all the possibility. I mean the Enigie. They have done all the ones that they can possibly do. But we'll have to find ways to find peace. So what I have suggested, nidi imiesho nikari unu edo tasin na lao na moye ho. Ti agun yagun. Osiyan ohin o, otiyan ohin o, owiyan ohin o. Memo se no enogi. Opa ni ti ame obe de bayan, so megi me ye. Memera egbenori enogi we ma do ya mari enogi for years. Egbe lai sono, egbe lamogun, egbe ni ri enogi we. Oh, we ma egbe lai so meme otien no enogi, meme ose no enogi, memera no enogi. So because I'm not usually close to these people. Everybody knows that. I'm only close to very few chiefs. Yes, Ulia. I even know about one or two more. Finish. So you know that what I'm saying, why in Taslim wise, understanding Azedo one, or heki na owo wa we na je no do tagbe na je no do tagbe. So many car ties in la de to me ya gunyagwan by gunyagwan udegbe white me. We have omi ho so ni ma zewu wegbe ni ma oni ma mu Muse, okay, say, bedding, okay, say bedding, you, ni my wig been my only my most okay, say bedding, Ludoni, okay, can I wig big one, Yaguan, na diconi, na do one in near ni mamu boy no sunu or no no sunu, but or do ludemina, if you do ya, guan diave. Emini ya uni omadeyo ni waye mugba ni emo ebe ho ebe ebo ede, nothing will happen. Egbe ni magwa lo sie ni aye agagi du koni ma oni ma dona egbo e ma hin me bagi zin gbe ne gwa egun ayo na date na na yari fly head in so wa mia we awari wa pack ye wari when be fly heading is zenedizi den na Cannavaro say ano abi we walk off final France against headboat in our head ne zenedizi den na was it Matarazzi say ano wari headboat in be headboat in ma ya so yin ewe I ne Nuhundan rowo Nima that they feel that a boy did. You understand? So No one wants crisis. No one wants crisis. So, but let's talk to ourselves. Let's call. Let's have a forum. Game. Nana zio. Okay, so you know. Nana zio na gwa. Then from there, Matarazi. Oh, yeah. So Nazio kind, so Nakobo Kube. So this victory lies in our hands. Let's beat them, let's outsmart them. Alright. It is something we could do with diplomacy. It is something we could do with diplomacy. Alright. Let's try diplomacy first. If it fails, then we'll know what to do. We'll stick to our plan A, our initial plan A. Let's do our plan B now is diplomacy. Let's go to diplomacy plan B. We are not begging anybody, like I've said. But some of them truly have shown remorse. And some of them were not aware. Any man, so imam is we bo ya zo you and I saving awe any kugbe so na lao na gbon ya na kobo kugbe na ya zege we na so that we can get the result in a few days from now rather. And so let's get results in a few days from now. So let's be diplomatic. Let's use plan B. They did plan B, marry work, we'll go to plan A. Already head booting or the fly heading. You know. Alright, so Nwalao. So this is about what I wanted us to talk about today. So we are happy that some of the Enigie came out to yeah, we're happy and we're expecting more to come out. And I want to say this. I want to say this very clearly. The monarch is susceptible to Oba or Salobwa Nedoen, but Oba or Salobwa on your Oba to bo and Nirun or a ton salo does everything a cow. Usanu does your bani or my name Abeku, who cannot make errors. So therefore means that no matter how divine the Oba is, for the fact that he has mixed with humans, there are bound to be one or two mistakes. I'm trying to say that no matter how it seems perfect, the Oba of Benin is not perfect. It's close to perfection. But because of the human part of him, there are bound to be one or two imperfections. We cannot use, because of these one or two imperfections, to now say that the throne is no longer the throne. There are some times that my own late father used to do some certain things that I didn't think he was supposed to do to me. But that doesn't because of that, I wouldn't now come out and say that. Egirame. So I have seen some write-ups and some people have written a lot of things on my inboxes. Yes, there were some moments of imperfections. But that doesn't make the fact that for the fact that if my father had made 1 or 2 errors, if I don't understand. No reasonable child thinks in that manner. If a 31 years old man understands that, I wonder why a 60 years old young dude if as an Enigie, a full-blooded Enigie like me, I wonder what a 65 years old man will now be thinking, who's supposed to know better. A 70 years old man, a 90 years old man, or 80 years old man, who's supposed to know better than me. I don't understand. If me not mind I don't even understand fully the vicissitudes of life. Me that I have not understood all these vicissitudes, the complexity of this life. I still know that I cannot do this because of one seeming imperfection that probably you see that that he has allegedly. But in all of this, the Oba of Benin remains the umbrella that covers every Edo man. I have traveled. I might not have traveled to overseas, but within the travels I have made within the southern part of Nigeria and some West African countries in a bid to expand the Benin ideology, I have seen how revered the Oba of Benin is to first-class kings. We're even in a place where 2 first-class kings were saying that the ancient argument between their respective kingdoms will never be settled except if the Oba of Benin say this or that. This is the people who have left Benin 800 years ago. Some Benin people, descendants, when they come, they'll be worshipping that soil in their houses because they still revere the place that they hail and came from. We don't know the jewel that God and our ancestors had bequeathed to us in the form of our king. We don't know that Benin people command so much respect in the faces of a lot of people, not because of your governor or because of anybody, but because of the Oba of Benin. This is what the enemies are sworn to take away from us, and we are foolishly dancing into their tomb because they don't have what we have. They envy us. They are aggrieved. This inferiority complex has engulfed them, that they will be happy to support anybody to bring this institution that the world has come to know us for. And when some of us says that not in our time, he wants to cause crisis, so he wants to cause crisis so that I can lose the heritage that was bequeathed by my ancestors. Then a British who say Edo. Is it now that we are starting to regain ourselves that we want to now lose this heritage that everybody is envious of because he did one thing or the other that you did not agree? I have come to understand that no matter how angered, no matter how I feel betrayed, I must always remember one thing. The throne of the Oba of Benin, the Oba of Benin is supreme at all times. It is the only institution I, as an Edoma, recognizes. The only. If I become a governor of Edo State tomorrow, the first thing I will say that listen to the Oba of Benin first before you listen to me. Amagile mi ovi Edo no ene gbe no total Yoruba since 1999. Ba mi ovi Edo no ene gbe no total Yoruba. Ya de be tinye gwaimu. Ya de be package the palace. Ne nye gwani de be sobie to travel again once around the world, like it has always been. God and our ancestors will actually take us there someday. Those who really love this land. Those who will never compromise. Those who will not say that I am the governor. The Oba of Benin must listen to me. Where as a governor? I'm referring to myself now. Who am I as a governor? That I'll now say I am the governor. An institution of yesterday, you want to use it to challenge an institution ordained by God and the ancestors themselves. You want to use it to challenge a foreign institution that was forced on us. So, my life, I have made my choice. Even in the Bible, I think Joshua said, this day, choose the God whom you serve. This day, my life, I have chosen many years ago of the institution that I will always remain 100% loyal to. And that is in the institution, the traditional institution of the Edo people. No governmental institution. I was so here had 250,000 a year. Here do I misbehave? So yeah, I'm contracted 10 million. That God has given a lot of us wisdom to be able to make money in few years' time. Manibo an favor do, man nigele wemedo, maga favor do na. So that we will use our knowledge, our wealth to change this land. And one of the key things we must also acknowledge is that some of these Enigie are hungry. Awe nuruwe oha ni rikbo ba ha already we go meha now. Any why ye kin to, any wa me gbe ni igogun ya ni sani ni wa any ya emu no. But awe ni ri ye kore won wo via hu de. As it is now, in our last next video, because I've seen this in some of these things as a result of imagine if I've not seen 200,000 in Enigie, for example, for a year, and on one war on out of 500,000. Poverty now. There's a tendency that no matter what, that I might change my mind. But I have an idea. It's because of how the governmental institution have now seen us that we are hungry people. The major reason I'm a bad person is because I can't be manipulated by any system. I can't be manipulated. I'm self-sufficient for myself. So, what we must not do, I've always told people, a year or 2 years ago now, we must create a central wealth system some Benin-like minds, whether we like it or not, whether we understand this truth, must now start to come together to create systemic wealth, not individual wealth, systemic wealth that can be used to take care of some vital problems of the kingdom. Imagine if we, 5 Edo person, had an oil company or an oil firm that runs into billions annually. How much does you think that it would take an Edo man or an Edo owned multi-billion company to finance the salaries of this Enigie? Let's assume as an Edo man, let's assume that Izodu Wanana decided to say, okay, Enigie will now, you are like having Enigie Beluku, that from our personal pocket, you only pay Enigie. You are paying Enigie 50,000 from our personal pocket. Maybe we will bill. Then ultimately, Messi, oh, Enigie no, a woman no Enigie, but I will not care a woman Enigie. Let's also be placing Enigie now on the salary of 100,000. I don't think, if why I'm saying this, I'm not saying that the institution do not take care of these people, but collectively we can also do more on our people, because whether you like it or not, hunger can make even the most patriotic become useless. So some of those Edo people that you are now seeing that are now misbehaving, they were once very patriotic, but one but I'm just thinking out loud. Basically, you know, when I'm in my quiet times, I just begin to think, like, what could have been the problem? It could have been about hunger. Some of these people are old, and we're showing me. So we can, in our own way, start thinking to ameliorate the suffering of our people. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that they should go. You cannot expect a 70-year-old man to go and walk. You understand? Or later, the ones that we can now hold responsible are the younger ones. The old ones, we could do something. I'm just thinking. You understand? I'm just thinking. Because Edo Iwo Aya Boya Yegbere. It might not be your village own, it might be a nice Enigie. This is about a choice of Enigie now. He stood his ground. His allegiance to the throne has not wavered. For that, the Benin sons and daughters will recognize. And I recognize people should be recognized for patriotism, for loyalty, for standing for the truth. We must start to build this reward system. When you reward people for being patriotic, they will want to be even more patriotic. We should start building a reward system that will reward our people for patriotism, that will reward our people for loyalty. If a child, in spite of everything, spoke the truth of a particular matter, and that child is rewarded, the child will know that there is a benefit for speaking the truth. But if a child misbehaves and that child is rewarded, and the child who do not misbehave is not rewarded, then the child who was behaving well begins to think that misbehaving is rewarding. And that is how we have missed our society. Wherefore we now clap, reward, recognize the worst in our environment at the detriment of the good ones. So, I do not have the power to tell a full grown man not to do whatever they do. On my own channels, I try to be diplomatic. If I'm very blunt, you know that in any we have to be blunt. If I have to be blunt, you know I have to be blunt. But I don't want to be blunt. I don't want to be blunt. Okay, so but all of the things I have said, please let us put it in mind and let's work with it. All right. You people were not the only people that was disappointed. I did not mention his name until he insulted me directly by mentioning my name. And I told the people that he called, that he blackmailed me to, that reached out to me, I told them that the question I have asked, that I wish to ask him, because he called me a couple of times, I didn't pick his call. They sent me a couple of tests that he eventually deleted. I didn't reply. I told those guys, I said, please help me tell him this question. Help me ask him this question. Did he sign or did he not sign? That's the question. He might may reply when I go now. May reply. That's a question. So this is not a matter of whether anybody liked him or we didn't like him. We were friends. I heard it's 26, he joined, but anytime my way I going, almost all of you here join, but anytime we at it, it's you know get talk by lamugun toy. I'm an imagine. You may want 5 years ago I joined. Someone said 26. I don't know how correct it is. 5 years. I may watch if you go to talk, no get talk by. Why was I greeting him so? Not because of he's a young boy. What has he achieved? I might dig where not someone not say. But we did all of that because I will buy your man. I will buy your man. We did all of that. We did all of that. We thanked. But the question that we have asked, do what you have been asked. If you want to join them to fight us, you will not win. Have we lost any battle before for the past 2 years? Makilele government Igbina. We have not. I will do DSS Igualima. I will settle the matter, but at the end, they not high from the beginning. Do. Bunch of people were trying to say that Ogiame is recognized and all of that. We also brought the Gazette out and they apologized. When they arrested the BTC secretary and some of the chiefs, we wanted to shut Benin down. They came out and quickly begin to do nocturnal meetings. While I was running from one hotel to the other, they did a nocturnal meeting. I pleaded. And now we do use a guy. One time or a time, that is close to the government, that is close. Now we do use a guy to shut us up. Even I need damning. If we don't have the capacity that these people speak of, then why bother? So at the end of the day, the will of our people, the will, your will, my will, and every other will of the patriotic Edo people also happened, and we won. So is there anything? We will also win this Enigie. Like I've told you people, from now till November 2024, it's been every day, no. I prepare. I prepare in November, and then all pa. me agbe melu no sisen wedere wedo ni me hawa ya popori okpa agika 1 year 1 year in like 10 years 2 years in like 20 years no zege the 10 year no way me okpa we do agika no. As a matter of fact, no say get back. If there is a way, they team make back when I have more 2024. It do more. It collapse 2023 and 2024 together. So I know say get move. So but in all of this, whoever wants to be the head of their media can be the head of their media. But 100, I'm saying it very clear, 100 of Eki or the Enigie of Ogwa cannot defeat Izoduwa. I am saying it again, 100 of him combined together cannot. So yes, you don't understand Prince Ogeso Baiweka. Why? They have that respect because of the throne. It's the same throne that they are fighting. What we are trying to let them know now is that we can decide not to respect you people, anymore by calling you people by your first names. Because we were respecting you all this while, all these years. Not that we know that it's so one Mama Jonwa or that one way or the other, but because of your strength is drawn from the throne of the Oba of Benin. And by respecting you, we are respecting the throne. But when you not disrespect the throne, then you've broken the code of respect. What is ordinary that we do is to also disrespect you and to make you know how not important you are without the throne. So I know. So I thank all of you for those who at times who believe that I'm trying to heat up the polity. No, I have nothing to benefit. Tell me, what should I benefit? I've been accused that me and Anitana ni make na tamu wanerewe bonu wavi wogume la wavi wogume. The only thing that I always say, for you to dash Izoduwa money, I am an estate developer. Otwe here, genuine one. Ugume dotor. That's the only thing. You help your cause as a landowner, and you also help my market. That's how you support Izoduwa. I do not have anything against Obaseki's fight against land grabber. It's a good thing. It was even the palace that started fighting against the land grabbers at first. It was the palace that took the first action against the land grabber, even before Obaseki started to take his own action against the land grabbers. So either way, like I have said, or the palace will still work with the government, the Edo state government, or the government will still work with the palace. But like I have said, we have identified some Nuhundan, someone that is taking in a guy fear warrior. If, for example, the palace says, let's find a way to ensure that our artifact gets to the rightful owner, which is the palace. Then are you aware that the palace is actually planning on how to undermine your power, how to even assassinate you? Then I mean when I take me ma nehamo. Then a boy the governor will tell me boy the governor will tell me okay, let's find a way to settle this matter with the palace amicably. Yeah, what we ba? Yeah, what boy? Yeah, they go. Why say go? Oh, we omo atok be me na wa guana. Obaseki is yeah, wa ready social media. He has perfected the plan to ensure that he goes to London, Germany to take away the artifacts. So, that is not good. That is not good. So, no allow. No allow. But a chance no does even technical. We turn all of these crises into peace. I deserve to have peace. Likewise, every other Edo person who feel concerned about all of these, one problem to the other, one problem to the other. I made 2 months, a 2 months mark back or 3 months. Na a while yes, we will continue to discuss it with Obaseki. Like I have said, some people do not take it serious. Some of the Enigie are actually suffering. We have to collectively have a Edo Union in Rome, Edo Union in Canada, Edo Union in this. Instead of you throwing parties, all of those, I call them, those things are frivolities. They are that situation. There are that situations where you can channel, let's say Edo Union in Rome, give scholarship to 15 to 20 Edo people, Edo indigent people. That's way better. Edo Union in US gave 1 cow each during the Igwe festival to 15 Enigie for helping the Oba of Benin to keep the no ni aya gwoba dole worin ayi. That will go a long way. I'm just saying people should start learning to use their association, their corporate association, to help people. Not as a social gathering. Not to show off, but to help the downtrodden, to help and sustain the institution. If there are about 96 Enigie and 96 were to do, I'm not, let's say about 50. Having a word do go. I can't buy. Let's say having a rare exterior. Me walk away at Duke. Have you seen some Enigie? They are suffering. Some of them are suffering. I just want people to know that. If I always believe that instead of waiting for the institution to do everything on their own, what can we as an individual, as an adult man, do? Let's be thinking towards that direction. I mean, I even Enigie temata. Why can't we look for these people? I will Enigie temata. I won't answer ni temata. I will Okao ni temata. Why can't we look for these people and annually recognize them and give them a gift? If an Enigie received a gift of 500,000 or 1 million from someone, or a car, we have to start doing better. We have to start doing better. Or this is one of the Enigie, one of the unions, or even home or abroad. On behalf of this union, Enigie na me no wa go badole we okay, me say moto na so that no Enigie ohi o makeke no ari we ya ahia wo de, it will go far. It will go far. Let's start creating system. Let's start creating system that helps the institution, not as a social gathering. I've always said it. Now, have a giagoba do level yi. Igbinana ba. Izodu wado do a tal of a live video. Area ya go ba to ledoyi. Some of the loopholes or some of the issues that is not making some very unscrupulous people, they tell Ovuniri Yesu since we have not seen that they are not trying to use Enigie to fight the Oba, we cannot as well as the people collectively now come together, because either we like it or not, we have to go to the root cause of this matter. Some of these Enigie are hungry. That is one of the key root cause. If we succeed, there's a tendency in the next 20 years, some of them will rebel. But if we not come together, all right, and now begin to block these loopholes, if we now decide to say that, okay, those Enigie that are not selling lands, that are straightforward, that are patriotic, we should start taking full responsibilities collectively for them. They're not born any state government or anybody to come and say, do me 500,000. They will not concede. Some of them, these people have not seen 200,000 or 500,000. Let them be happy. But the most thing is that we are all coming together, and we are coming together strongly. In my remains, I'm happy to hear that Nosam Foundation always give more than 200 JAM scholarship to Edo people here. That is a beautiful idea. That is the essence of we having foundations and group. Since I'm aware now that this is Nosam Foundation, I also have a company. I can now say, okay, how much is the scholarship that you give a year? Maybe I'll now say Nosam Foundation, where we are at the end of the year, we are 500,000 on behalf of my company, Ungoro Investment Limited, so that we can give more scholarship to some secondary school students to buy JAM. That is how we help ourselves. We must, aside talking, we must transcend our talk to make it realistic. Let's start helping our people financially. Let's start helping our people. But the 20,000, the 30,000, the 50,000, or the collective car or the collective goat or the collective cow Naya were say normal could stop a lot of embarrassment and insult and problems that might face the kingdom in the nearest future. They are always saying it be. And let's do this in dignity. You bugbear all the time. There is otherwise you a politician. Make view bunny and bunny. Have you ever seen anybody like on social media where a Ghana or Guana a married 200,000 over there? Why a million? I'm happy to hear that as well. I'm not saying all organizations are bad. I'm just saying that if some certain organizations are doing this, more organizations need to come up. Not just giving scholarship, not just giving, some can also take some responsibility, traditional responsibility. When I mean traditional responsibility, in ameliorating some of the poverty that some of these traditional chiefs are currently facing in their respective dukedoms and respective communities, in our respective so that's what I'm saying. Na lao na kobo kugbe. Na lao. So na lao na kobo kugbe. Let's together build a better Benin kingdom for ourselves. So I think we'll round up here. What the point that I have made is that can we get to reach some of the Enigie that are brothers? Enigie no Tima no Osima no Irima that aoni magwegbe magwa. Okay, say edene na ya say 7 days time or so. So let's do better as a people. Let's do better. Let's do better as a people. Let's do better as a people. Please, let's do better as a people. So why I always say edo area your Bible echonsanu doesn't even cow. Egima ima kobo kugbe mani wedo ya ni redo we ni risi. Ima kobo kugbe 50,000 will go a long way. Who said 50,000 will not go a long way? 50,000 will go a long way. 50,000 will go a long way. For someone who barely eats, you say 50,000 will not go a long way. When I was in the university, 5,000 naira was my monthly allowance. Sometimes I still think that, how did I do that? 5K. And I was, as you a toast babe, if you had your whole idea, I will groove. So I will groove. So please, let's work together. I've always said, whether people believe me now, the Benin should learn to build a central word system. When I mean a central word system, I'm not saying one word system. 10 persons can come together and build one word system. Another 10 persons can come together and build business-minded Benin people. the advantages is that the remnant of the profits will be used for the development of their land. If one individual can set up a company, the company can grow as much as he thinks or he envisages. Imagine if 10 of them are not having the same thought of growth. It would be huge. Anyway, waya was so I'll round up now, and we'll see very soon for us to discuss once again like brothers that we are. So however we are going to surmount all of these issues together we'll surmount. So waya was Eduiriaye Obabo, Eduiriaye Mabo. It's on Sanudazi Vetinika. Oba want to talk by you said. So I'll see you guys during the week. Next week, since today and Saturday. I'll see you guys soon. Good night to all of you. Waya of